Guys, achieving the biggest comeback of your life begins with accepting the fact as a human, you're going to be prone to seasons. And so it's about understanding that the season you go through is not what's going to dictate the entirety of your future. You have to understand that as humans, we're all prone to failures, we're all prone to disasters. And it's the way you handle that season which will trigger the cascade of future events, which will allow you to either prevail or succumb. And so it's truly about understanding that as humans, we tend to forget that we are prone to seasons of lower energies, lower vibrations. We tend to forget that life is a up and down wave of sequencing through. And so we have to understand that the way to achieve the biggest comeback of your life is to understand that first you're prone to disasters, you're prone to events, you're prone to cataclysmic ruptures in your fucking timeline. But what you have to understand is that even though you shall go through things, it's all about the structure you create for yourself. Setting up a wake up time, going to the gym, doing the things which you know is best beneficial for your best interest all the time. Letting go of the lower things of the lower nature, quitting the porn addiction, quitting the vape addiction. These things are what will prevail you to enter in a state of getting shit done at a higher level, because you have to understand that it all begins when you set yourself free from the shackles of the lower nature. And so you have to understand that it's not about erasing who you've been, it's about transforming and shifting in degrees of perception to allow you to see beyond the veil, to allow you to see beyond what you've currently been entrapped in. And so it begins with confronting the lower aspects of self. It begins with setting in structure. It begins with giving yourself instructions to structure upon. And it begins with confronting these lower aspects. Now, I want you guys to understand that the biggest comeback of your life, you've been drowning in doubt, you've been feeling fear, you've been succumbing to negative events in your life. But now is the biggest comeback of your fucking life. Everything you've been through is just a trial and error, a season of life. But if you allow this to keep you down, well, then the veil is never going to open and you're never going to shift. You have to understand that the version of you that prevails is the version of you that can confront these limiting aspects, that can confront these lower nature habits, and to set in structure and to give yourself instructions to structure upon by actually building a foundation which is worthy of you choosing to put your time and energy in your life into something more. And so you guys forget that just like life, we exist in a state of cycles. And so to guarantee the biggest comeback of your life, you have to understand that the cycle that you're going through right now, you have to be able to analyze that and you have to see the cycle for what it is. And so most of you guys get stuck inside the samsara cycle, which is the cycle of never ending misery and failure as you fail to accomplish, as you fail to confront the things of yourself which you should be confronting. You have to understand that there's two fucking types of people on this fucking planet. And there's the people who see that there's a cycle going on and they want to shift, they see the shift, they have the ability to move with momentum and to create the shift and to prevail beyond the limit of what they've been inhabiting themselves within. And then you have the people who ignore their fucking problems. And these are the worst people in the fucking planet. Because how the fuck are we going to have a prosperous planet if we have all these fucks, these fucking idiots that can't even encounter their fucking shadow and do some shit to fix some shit? I mean, guys, it begins with confronting the shadow aspects of yourself and it begins with shifting the degree of intention that you feel for yourself. You need a purpose to quit. And so most of you guys don't understand that the reason you fail to overcome your negative addictions, your samsara cycles, is because you don't feel like you have purpose in shifting. But the purpose begins when you can move in reality with creation. And so what prompted me to quit my prior addictions was seeing the fact that there was something beyond staying in this cycle. And so it's about seeing that vision for yourself, a higher vision, a higher timeline, and that it's about aligning your spirit. It's about aligning yourself to that fucking timeline. And so it's very fucking simple to say, but prompted from me starting over, because guys, we're not going to sit here and lie to you. We're not going to sit here and shit you and sugarcoat to you, right? We all struggle with seasons. And when you are in a season of negativity, well, you might be prompted to deviate back to the older you, the version of you destroyed, and you might have to confront this version of you again. And so prompted from me starting over, you guys can go and head into the journey with me, because you guys are already fucking here. So we might as well, take it down to your level, which I would be on, because I'm starting over. I haven't been online for months, but you guys are still here, which I really appreciate. And so starting over, we're going to create a exact structure, an exact routine, which is going to help you prevail beyond your limitations. And so it's going to be free, and you can DM me on Instagram for the routine and the structure. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a ritual, a structure, a daily ritual where we habituate ourselves back into that higher embodiment of that higher self, back into that alignment with the highest timeline, the best version of you. And so it's about conquering the resistances you feel within yourself, and it's about evaluating the season you're in, and then it's about confronting the shadow which has been created by the negativity which is stemmed through the season and through yourself. Because we have to take a degree of accountability here, or well, a degree, we have to take full account for what the fuck we're doing. We have to take full account for ourselves and what we chose to do, and then we need to overcome by shifting the degree of perception to a higher morality, a morality which is not dogmatic, not profuse with enriddlements, but a true morality which is grounded in the safe haven of your higher self. And so you have to truly understand that it begins with confronting, and it begins with understanding, and then it begins with overcoming. And so it's that fucking simple.